Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to save money with Modern. These are pretty obvious if you've dealt with Modern cards for long enough, like I have. If you disagree with any of it, screw you. I mean, leave it in the comments below, and I'm happy to discuss or hear any differing opinions. If there's anything that you really benefited from, let me know that as well. Let's get into it. Tip number 1. Some people are not going to like to hear this, but modern seal product should not jump 5 times in price in a couple months. It's just not a thing. It's never been a thing until these recent times where there's just way too much demand for the amount of supply that they can put on the shelves immediately. Not going to happen, and that's kind of why we're in and will be residing in Retrace City. Pokemon Company is going to reprint. They've announced it that they're going to reprint. They're always a risk with new sets, and they're going to bring the price of these products right back down to where they started. Why are you buying Vivid Voltage for $500? Booster boxes. It was in standard. People got burned. Don't do it. Just don't do it. There's no reason. Even if it's some kind of super stonk investment that you're thinking is a good idea, the risk is way too high. You can find the packs in other products. There's been Vivid Voltage and everything, pretty well everything. Since then, there's this new obsession with booster boxes. It's got to be in a booster box, but at the same time, they reprinted the booster boxes as well. Just don't do it. Just stay away. Do not buy modern product that has even doubled in price. If it's the most recent generation and it's doubled in price in the booster box or something, best not to touch it. Unless you really don't care about the money, then by all means go to town, open it up, throw away the $500. Standard format. People seem to not realize it's a thing. I know a lot of collectors don't actually play the game, but standard format is a huge indicator of something that can and will be reprinted. This increases the risk tenfold. Late Sun and Moon is dangerous. We still even see some XY pop up every now and then. But players will need these. The rotation right now, standard format, is Sword and Shield base and newer. If you're buying any of those items at a huge markup, you're crazy, or you have too much money. So, the goal of the Pokemon Company is to make the Pokemon trading card game affordable, player friendly. So if this stuff is too expensive for players to get their hands on, whether it be the singles or the boxes, sealed product, they're going to do something about it. And where there's money to be made, they should be printing these things, in my opinion, and in theirs. Sometimes can't predict what they're going to do, but at the same time, the odds are pretty good that they're going to reprint something like Vivid Voltage that was expensive and not exactly attainable or accessible by players and people that want to play and collect. I think we'll see the same thing with the Ultra Premium Collection. It has very little to do with the playability aspect, but that doesn't matter. You got people chewing each other in line, checking stores, posting crap. People want Ultra Premium Collections if they can print them, which we've seen another wave now. If they can put more out there and people are still just ready to go buy them off the shelves, great. Why are there no UPCs? Why is there a lack of UPCs? Or why was there? Well, I don't think the Pokemon Company understood that people wanted to dump that much money into a single product. Maybe they thought it would be only for the higher tier purchasing collectors or people in the hobby at the moment. Turns out they were wrong. There's a lot more people that want to throw big money at one box. So, gains on modern sealed product. It's important to know that 10%, if your box goes up 10% after the first year of being released, that is a huge gain. And maybe you have the odd box that's going to be $500 to $1,000. in 5 to 10 years. But typically you're not just buying something on release day and, you know, it's stonk dogging 69 throughout the first year. It's 5x or something like that. That doesn't happen, shouldn't happen, and is a good indicator that someone is going to get burned with the price tag. Tip number 2. Let's talk about singles prices. So they're going to be at a high on release. They're going to go down and then up again at a very gradual rate, usually, unless there's something that happens where they become super popular again as they age. So cards on release at a high. If you're going to get rid of them, if you're not holding on to them long term, that's when you want to sell them typically. This is especially true for the playable cards. If it's playable, it's going to have an extra premium attached to it. By playable, I mean, is it in standard rotation? Means a little bit less if it's in other formats outside of that. If it's in standard, if it's playable, if it's brand new, it is going to be expensive. You shouldn't buy it unless you need it for a deck, or unless you, again, don't really need to save the money. As it's no longer in standard format and no longer the cool thing, it's going to drop in price. And the lowest price is probably going to be when it's something like a generation or two old. So at this point in time, you're looking at your like XY, your Sun and Moon are going to be at their cheapest. So let's take a look at this Alakazam EX here, a secret rare, very cool card, really awesome, very sought after at the time. People's minds were blown. It's even got the Umbreon there on the artwork. How cool is that? Well, that was the new cool thing at one point in time. Right now we have alternate arts that are the new cool thing. We have character rares coming back. Amazing rares have kind of come and gone. These are the things, these are the new gimmicks that are in there that are sought after at the time and at a premium that isn't going to be there until much later on. It's going to fade away. It's no longer the new cool thing that they added to the TCG, the new gimmick. And that's why you see this for 25 bucks. I think these were something like $10 or $12. I think Troll at the moment will pay you. They'll pay you $12.38 for one of these in near mint. So take that as you will. I guess we got some more prices down at the bottom there. Sought after cards, very cheap. Here we go. Let's look at some more very cheap options. And while I was pulling some of these up, I kind of want to actually get some myself. Here we go. We got like the full arts from Furious Fists. Look at that, $6 for a Seismitoad. It was actually playable at the time, so I would imagine that this was a very expensive card when it first came out. God, I hated that deck. Then we have stuff like the Karina. So it's a full art trainer. It's a girl. So that has the tax, the waifu tax on it. Let's see here. So again, might be a little bit less if Troll was selling it, but they'll give you 10 bucks for this, which is a pretty good indicator of we might have. It might be a little pricey there. So here we go. Heracross, 12 bucks. Pretty popular Pokemon. Was part of the anime, one of Ash's go-to mons. So that probably adds a little bit to the price. We got a Fossil Researcher, full art. So these are not easy to pull cards. Like, you would have to open a lot of product to get these from a box. So at this point, the box becomes less, practical financially to open it as well. Unless you're trying to go back, relive the nostalgia. There's no way you're opening Furious Fists if you want to stand a chance at not burning money. Oh, before I forget, here we have the Sun and Moon Hyper Rares. So important to know, Hyper Rares, you're probably getting one per box. We have a $7 Gumshoe. We have a Virizion. Lost Thunder is very expensive, but here we go. We got a $7 Virizion GX Hyper Rare. Like, what a deal. What was this when it came out? Definitely more than $7. So there you go, guys. Even if you're doing sets, don't necessarily run out and buy the singles right away. Sometimes I'll trade for the newest singles because I'd rather just trade than sell off cards and buy the ones that I need. It's more fun to trade, in my opinion. But here you have it. Why are you opening a full box for a $7 card? It will go up. This Meg Cargo is hard to get. But yeah, it's cheap now, and it's at its cheapest. It will go up. If you sold it when it was $7, you're crazy. You should have sold it either before, or you should be holding on to it long term. We get some more. $7. Anything under $10 for a hyper rare is insane to me because of how hard they are to get out of a box. Even if the price of the packs is low as it could possibly be, $7, maybe the price of 2 packs when the packs are brand new, if you're getting a really good deal on packs. Tip number 3. Next up, opening Pokemon packs is not going to make you money. I've had people ask me this. They're like, what set do I open to make money? You don't. You don't open if you want to make money. The expected value of a box, or what would be the average value of what's going to be inside a single box, is rarely going to be more than the box itself or product itself. If it was, people are just going to open it and sell the cards. There's no reason they wouldn't. They would just be opening Pokemon cards for free at that point, which would be wild. Would love to do that if anyone knows of a box that works. You should be getting enjoyment out of it if you're opening the packs. If you're just looking to financially invest as a fun little side thing, great. Keep it sealed. Not many people can. A lot of people pretend to, but they have it on their shelf and they'll end up opening it at some point or selling it, and then somebody else will open it. So if you don't like opening packs, don't open packs. Or if you like opening packs but you don't have the money to open a lot of packs, then just open some. Just get a little taste of it and buy singles once they get cheaper. If you're looking to go the absolute best value route, don't buy the cards right away. Don't buy the singles right away. Maybe open a few packs and finish the set later on. Do whatever suits your budget. I guess as a 3.5, tip number 3.5, booster boxes are not always the cheapest option. Usually they were, or typically they were prior to this recent boom, but they aren't anymore. A lot of people want the booster box. They want to keep it in a booster box. But with the, especially game stores and such, marking the price on them up because they can't get enough of them, maybe it is the best option once the second wave hits and their normal price. But booster boxes, not only are they not always the cheapest per pack option, but sometimes you can get, say, a 3-pack blister that has a good promo in it, or something else, like an ETB, some of the specialty ETBs, anything like that. ETBs are usually not the best value unless you really need the contents of it, but something with promos in it, typically, if the value of the promo taken into consideration, can often be per pack way less than a booster box itself. So make sure you price that out. Maybe you don't want to end up with 65 promos or something, but something to definitely consider. Tip number 4. Walmart pricing is bad pricing in a normal market. People might find this hard to believe, but it's only a good option currently with the extra demand. So because you can't find it elsewhere, because the game stores and everyone else has this product marked up because they can't keep it in stock, Walmart has become a viable option because their prices stay pretty consistent. It's not too often where you get a price change, but typically $65 Canadian plus tax is not a good price for an ETB, and nothing else on here is a good deal. Other than sometimes they'll have specials, especially in the US. I've seen where they had discounted products for Black Friday and stuff like that. Different story, but typically on average the same product somewhere else is going to be better. This is going to be region specific, but before it was always less expensive, at least for me here in Canada, to buy from online game stores, some of which have physical locations as well, from eBay, from Amazon. These were all the best places. Any sort of big box store was not a good option. So we don't have Target in Canada anymore, but also probably not the best option in the US, if I had to guess, outside of certain deals that they have. So in 2021, in Canada, the best option provided that everywhere doesn't have the same inventory or that there isn't an abundance of it, on release is EB Games, well, which is now GameStop, which they have in the US as well. Especially if you have the membership, I think it's 10% off all your purchases for your trading cards and stuff that's non-game related, I guess. So that's almost always the best price if I have to pick something up locally. And sometimes shipments are delayed, and I do, so I'll go shopping. The first place I'm going to check is EB Games, GameStop, and I have the membership card. It basically pays for itself the first time you use it. The next best option, which I know they don't have it in the States anymore, but Toys R Us, maybe that's replaced with Target. We'll replace that with Target in the US, which is probably also a good option. And then Walmart if those fail. So I think maybe most of the time your game stores, if they have inventory and if stuff isn't marked up, they're probably still going to be better than Walmart. Walmart is like a last resort. So maybe something like the Reshazard, the gold Reshazard box, where it was only available at Walmart. You can feel pretty comfortable that that's going to be the best price on it. But in general, as we see things go back to normal, Walmart is not going to be a good option unless you're a kid and you're throwing it in the cart for your mom and dad to buy it for you. Tip number 5. Last but not least, paying a premium to get a product or set early can be extremely expensive and unnecessary. There's this fear of missing out on initial releases, like it's never going to come back, like there isn't going to be additional waves. But as we've seen time after time, every set, every product, there are additional waves coming out. So, very available later on. Maybe people don't want it anymore at that point. They're already moved on to the next thing that everyone's chasing at the same time. Again, don't chase the same thing that everyone's chasing. Chances are you're paying extra for no reason. Short of, if you're going to get that much more enjoyment out of it and you want to spend the extra money, go to town. But then don't complain that scalpers are increasing the price of things. Be patient. Again, the theme, I guess, of everything Pokemon card related, especially in recent year, 2 years, in the recent 2 years, patience is key. Some products are delayed or partially delayed. Looking at the Evolution alt art boxes is a prime example of what's going on with this at the moment. It was supposed to be released at the start of December, but now it's been pushed out to January, at least in most locations. You have some people that have them early. They're selling them at a huge markup. Just wait. It's going to be fine. I know a lot of people have the Evolution boners, and they're popping straight out, knocking stuff over. And just be patient. The boxes are coming. They're going to be less money when they come out. Hold your horses. It's going to be all right. There will be lots to go around. I'm sure there will be additional waves if there's so much demand for it that you can't possibly get one. So another theme within this is maybe you can get a little bit on release if you pay the extra. If you want to be part of the cool kids that are enjoying the set on release. I know even pre-releases, they're a lot of fun because it's that like first taste, it's maximum hype. So if you can just get a little taste, that's fine. And maybe if you want more, then you just hold off until later for a better price, second wave, or if someone else stocks a little bit later on. It seems like the releases at the stores online, everything has been a little bit staggered. It seems like they're having trouble getting it to locations for actual releases. It's weird to me that game stores like GameStop did midnight releases for video games for years and years, showing my age a little bit. But now they have a hard time having product and releasing it on the actual release day. I don't get it. Maybe someone higher up from GameStop can explain that to me, what the difference is. Just do it the same way. I guess this is especially important as well for all the sealed collectors with the shelf behind them, where they're in a mad panic to get release day stuff just so they can sit on the shelf. You don't have to. There's no reason to do that. That's probably contributing more to the lack of supply, initial supply, more than the scalper whelpers that everyone's complaining about. Your shelf behind you, you're not kidding anyone. You're not actually going to hold on to that for the amount of time that it's required. In 5 to 10 years, it's not going to be on that shelf. You already see people on Facebook Marketplace and the Facebook Pokemon groups dumping product. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I got to get rid of my seal collection to make room for something else. What? Did you think? I guess in 2021, people are still under the impression that if it's not 5xing in a couple months, then they better dump it. So it'll be interesting to see the things to come. Again, guys, join the Discord if you haven't already. It's a good time. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that I missed. I can probably make like 3 follow-ups to this. We'll see. I'll see if I can come up with some more cool tips, some hot takes, hot cakes. See you later.